evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Monday, the 6th of January, 2020. I am Curtis Morton. In our headlines, Kyron Powell, Sports Personality of 2019. And in our feature for this evening, Minister Evelyn clarifies incentive package for outstanding athletes. We go to break, and when I come back, we'll continue.
Here are your Hostel's Value Mart IGA Value Club Blue Tag specials from January 3rd to 16th. Pork rib chop, $5.99 per pound. Russet potatoes, 5-pound bag, just $9.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Frozen Waffles, 10 count, $6.99. IGA cream cheese, 8 ounces, $4.99. Gripper fish is just $11.99 per pound. Essential Everyday Puddings and Gelatin Box, $2.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Salad Dressings, variety of flavors, $9.99 each. Essential Everyday Cranberry Drinks, $9.99. Speed Stick Deodorant, 3 ounces, is just $9.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras a Value Mart.
Well, I'm back, and I did forget to say Happy New Year and a wonderful year for all of you. We start with cricket. Kyron Omar Akeem Powell has been named as Nevis' Sports Personality of the Year 2019. This signal honor has been ascertained by Nevis Television's sports page after carefully assessing the performances of various division athletes throughout the year. Powell was dropped from the West Indies Test team after a string of failures, but during the recently concluded Regional Super 50 tournament, he showed his grit and determination as a comeback kid to outshine all of the other batsmen. He not only led the way in terms of the run scoring for the Leewards Hurricanes, who actually made it to the finals this year, but even more significantly was the batsman with the most runs for the entire tournament. Darren Bravo was second with 481 runs, and Robman Powell was third with 412 runs. This undoubtedly will place the 29-year-old squarely on the radar of the West Indies cricket selectors once again. In his 10 matches and 10 innings during the tournament, Powell scored 524 runs with 2 centuries and 2 half-centuries. He struck some 6 sixes and 56 fours at an average of 58.22. Other Division sporting heroes who were considered for the prestigious honor were umpire Carl Tuckett, who made waves in an international tournament held in Canada as one of the top umpires on show, the youthful Zachy Smith, who copped a scholarship to the USA due to outstanding performances for the St. Kitts Nevis youth football team, Adrian Williams, who continues to secure medals in javelin while studying in the USA, and Jason Campbell, who was one of the leading bowlers in the recent regional tournament with his 12 wickets. Congratulations to Kyron Powell and every good wish to him as he once again seeks to wear the Windies colours in 2020. Speaking of Kyron Powell, the Touring Ireland team came up against the West Indies President's 11 at the Cape Vale campus in Barbados on Saturday, 4th January 2020. The visitors batted first and scored an impressive 275 for 9 in their allotted 50 overs. When the West Indies President's 11 batted, they lost a few early wickets, but Captain Darren Bravo and Justin Graves were the standout batsmen en route to a 3 wickets win by the home team, with both men scoring 70 runs each. In terms of the summarized scores, Ireland 275 for 9, Garrett Delaney 60, Kevin O'Brien 43, Andy Balbirnie 40, William Porterfield 36, Lorcan Tucker 35, Yannick Utley got 3 for 46, Akeem Jordan 2 for 59, O'Shane Thomas, Romeria Shepherd, Sheen O'Berridge and Kyron Powell got 1 wicket each. West Indies Presidents 11, 278 for 7, Darren Bravo 70, Justin Graves 70, Brandon King 45, Sunil Ambry 22, Joshua De Silva 21, Romeria Shepherd 19 not out, and Kyron Powell only got 17. Kevin O'Brien 2 for 23, Mark Adair 2 for 60, Barry McCarthy, Boyd Rankin and Garrett Delaney 1 wicket each. The West Indies Presidents 11 won by 3 wickets. We'll take this break, and when I come back, we'll have our feature for this evening.
As a fisherman, I use the marine resource wisely so I can conserve our biodiversity. I can fish for life. It's all about balance.
I preserve biodiversity by the way that I farm. It takes care of my family. It's all about balance.
I have enjoyed these seas all my life. I do my best to conserve our biodiversity because I want my children and my grandchildren to enjoy them as much as I do. It's all about balance.
I'm a park ranger, and my job is to properly manage our protected areas and conserve our biodiversity. It's all about balance.
Youth, let's play a part in conserving our biodiversity and maintaining our natural resources. It's all about balance.
For life, for livelihood, for the future of St. Kitts and Nevis, let's all conserve our biodiversity and use our natural resources wisely. It's all about balance.
Well, I'm back, and tonight, this item in general sports is in the spotlight. Minister of Sports in the Nevis Island Administration, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, last Monday clarified the incentive package being offered to top athletes from Nevis by his administration. Let's hear from Minister Eric Evelyn. Honorable Eric Evelyn is the minister responsible for sports here in Nevis, and I know it's not an easy task. He has been a very busy minister for 2019. But first of all, Minister Evelyn, I want to say, well, I can't say Merry Christmas, but I want to say a Happy New Year, spiritual, spirit-filled one, and maybe a joyous and fruitful one for you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Morton, and I would like to extend the same compliments to you. I trust that this year will be a very successful and most of all very healthy one for you and for all of us in Nevis. I think the most important thing we should ask and pray for is good health, and everything else comes after that. So I would hope that we would all have a very healthy and successful 2020. And of course, from the Ministry of Sports standpoint, I'm expecting a wonderful year for sports and all of my other departments.
Well said, sir. There's some good news, though, that I never got clarified. And I think as the Minister of Sports, it would be nice if you can clarify it. I think Premier Brantley made mention of an incentive package for outstanding athletes, if you will, in terms of some kind of rewards, remuneration, whatever it is. Could you kind of explain how that works?
Thank you very much. Well, I think Premier Brantley would have made mention of that during one of his press conferences. I think I would have made mention of it during my presentation to the budget address as well, for the budget presentation. And what we have simply done from an administration standpoint is that we have sought to give honor and recognition to individuals, sportsmen and sportswomen who would have made it to the international stage. And anybody who would have played internationally, whether it is cricket, football, netball, athletics, once you would have reached the international level, then we are saying to you that you can apply and get a duty-free concession on a vehicle. Now, that can only happen every 5 years. So if you apply and you're successful in getting a duty-free vehicle in 2020, you can only come back and get another one in 2025. Now, I know when it was first mentioned, there may have been some misconception because persons were asking, what about netball? I think it was mentioned for cricket and athletics, but we are saying that it is for all sporting disciplines once you would have played sports at the international. And let me make it absolutely clear. It must be at the international level, not the regional and not the national. So we want to say to those who would have gone to the international stage, we want to thank you for what you would have done in terms of getting the name of Nevis out there internationally. And this is just a small way of saying thank you and showing our appreciation. I think, of course, this is a good way, a good incentive in terms of getting our sportsmen and sportswomen to aim for the stars and to aim to be able to represent us at the international level. I know we would have had several of our cricketers who would have been playing cricket internationally, would have made it to the test and the one-day team for the West Indies. I know we would have had an athlete who would have gone to the Olympics. We would have had, I think, 1 or 2 netballers who would have played internationally as well. And so those who would have gone there internationally, you qualify. And I'm happy to say as well that since the announcement has been made, one person who fits into that bracket has already applied and has been successful.
Just for the purpose of guidance, in terms of application, is there a particular form or do they just show up at the Ministry of Finance? How does it work?
Well, normally once you're asking for duty-free concession on a vehicle or anything, you normally have to write a letter to the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance. So you'll have to write to the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance for that.
I must say that what I like about the incentive too is that you did say, I thought it was a one-off situation. And you did say if you got one in 2020, you could come back 5 years later. I think that's superb.
Precisely. Of course, whatever we try to do in this administration, we try to be as forward-looking as possible, and we try to look out for the best interests of all those who are involved. So you can get one, but you cannot get one every year. It has to be every 5 years.
Well, thank you very much for clarifying that, Minister Evelyn, and I sincerely hope that all of the persons who have gone to the international stage would be listening to this and would take advantage of it. I sincerely hope that you'll take advantage of it. Congratulations again. Thanks to the administration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Morton.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.